Once upon a time, two boys grew up playing hockey in the village of Terrace, British Columbia. One of them went on to play in the National Hockey League. The other became a comedian. Now, one flies planes and coaches youth hockey. The other is still a comedian and owns newsstands. This is their podcast, Enjoying Orange Slices with Jeff and Ian.
Good morning, Jeffrey. Not a game has been played in the last 2 weeks, but everybody's excited.
Yes, they are. There's lots going on. It's, you know what? The more things change, the more they stay the same, and things are changing.
Let's talk. First of all, where are you?
I'm in Vegas.
Oh, you're at home?
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
I'm at home as well.
bragger.
I'm at home as well. And you'd like it because right now there's a tractor out front pulling up the sidewalk because Constable Cab had the city take care of the sidewalk. It's going to be flat as flat can be.
Oh, I know. There's a lot going inside that house but there's even more going on outside because the sheriff's got to get this thing cleaned up.
Oh, I was talking to one of the guys. He goes, "Man, I can't believe you guys are getting you're getting both your front and your side done at the same time." And I go, "Yeah." I said, "Every kid in the neighborhood is going to hate us now that we've taken the ramp out of the neighborhood." They're just
That's
all
right.
it was just skateboarders and kids on bikes and old people trying to get over it. That's all it was.
Yeah. The old people never walked on your street anymore. Now you're gonna have way more traffic. Of course, the
Yeah.
kids on their skateboards, they'll go
Yeah.
find some other sidewalks
They're going
to
to
go jump on.
Let's spray paint our fence. Losers. It's going to happen now. That's what's going to happen now.
You're gonna get the graffiti.
The graffitis.
So you're home, I'm home. What's your take on what's going on, like with free agency and some of the trades?
Well,
Talk to me.
well. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. First things first. You know what I've started hearing on other podcasts? People talking about whether if you demand a trade, you should lose your no trade clause. And I've been shouting that for a while.
Yeah, no. Hey, this is where it happened first. So obviously, people are tuning in, and they're gleaning the big stuff from this show.
Yeah, I'm a little annoyed by it. But I do you like offer sheets? Because I think it's great to have offer sheets.
Okay, we're gonna table the no trade thing for another time because I think you have to. We'll talk about that in a while. Let's talk about that in a while. I love the ARFA sheet because there's a little bit of, when little FU in there, there's a little bit of that. And then here's the other part. Let's just talk about the offer sheet to Leo Carlson. And I think we've talked about him many times. This guy is unbelievable. And I know he had 60 some points and this and that, but Butch Goring said to me years ago, I don't care about draft picks. I care about what I can see and if guys can play. Leo Carlson he drives the needle. And so Philly and Anaheim go back to Cutter Gauthier was in Philly and he didn't want to be there. And then they finally made the deal. Drysdale and I don't know if Zegras was in that deal. I don't think he was, but
no, Zegras was a part of that.
Yeah, Drysdale and someone else out to Philly for Cutter Gauthier. So there's some history there. It also just goes to show you how much the NHL is changing. And you're like, well, Jeff, it's only the handful of offer sheets in the last 5 years, but this drives the needle because this guy's going to become the highest paid player in the league. And everyone thought Kaprizov was nuts, but he got 17 million. He's a winger. You're only as good as your team is down the middle. And Leo Carlson, if you plop him, you take him out of Anaheim, you put him in Philly, there's a huge gain and a huge loss. And Anaheim has some decisions to make. And I'm supposing we're going to get that word here in the next 24 to 48 hours. We're doing this on, what's today, the 8th? Of July?
I don't know. It's Wednesday. That's what I know. Wednesday. I think it comes out today. Does this podcast come? Are we on the day of the day?
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be exciting.
It might happen while we're on the air here, so we can talk about it later. But I love Leo Carlson. You go, oh, that's 4 first-round picks. You never know if those guys are going to play. This guy can play, and I think he's a combination of McDavid and Draisaitl, and that's pretty lofty. But he's got the shiftiness and the speed, like just to go straight ahead on you, like McDavid, and the shiftiness, and he's just got a little bit of that bull mentality that Draisaitl brings, and so that would be. I mean, I'd love to see this kid become a hybrid of those two guys. I think he can be, and I think. Is he a generational player? I don't know, but I think he's a hell of a player, and I think he's a franchise player.
He is a very good player. But let's back up and go to the two trades that Anaheim and Philadelphia have already done in the last 2 years that have actually changed both teams quite a bit. And now Philadelphia comes in with the offer sheet, which you say has a little bit of an FU, or as I say, FQ to it. But I would say there'll never be another trade between those two teams again.
Well, you know what? It's funny. You can find common bedfellows when you need to, like when times are, of the essence. And the kid that got traded for Zegras was Polig, and he did a really good job in Anaheim. He got hurt in the playoffs, but Ryan Poling. But I don't know. You know what? There's so much more to this. Here's the biggest thing. If you don't walk your star player to restricted free agency, you never deal with this. So let's, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So he ended up getting walked to free agency restricted. So now there's compensation if you sign him. So Philly's sitting there going, well, we could try and go at 15 or 14, but that might not move the needle. We're going to really go high. And now Anaheim is in a really tough spot, and they are going to have a ton of turnover on that team. And if Leo Carlson's part of that turnover, they gain a bunch of cap space back. But I'll tell you what, whether they deal with each other again, they're certainly not going to be too happy. I'm sure there's been some phone calls between the two sides that have been like not too friendly. But this would have never happened if they would have done a deal with Carlson, if they could have found common
But
ground before.
it's interesting what you say. You got to walk your player right to the contract with restricted free agency. You also got to go around the car and open the door and make sure they get into the car, because somebody else is waiting at the other side to open the door for them. Right.
Yeah.
So it's also with this, we've seen in new NHL, right? This is all new NHL. This is Pat Verbeek kind of got blindsided of how the league changed so quickly while he was doing the contract. A lot of people are like, he should be fired. He should be fired. He's the poster boy for how the rest of the general managers in the league have to play this from now on, is all he is.
Yeah.
And it's different now. So I'm not gonna humble brag and say I was down in an arena in Orange County yesterday that might rhyme with Honda. The Honda.
Rhonda?
Yeah. So anyways, but
it rhymes with Rhonda?
It rhymes with Rhonda, and she drives a Honda. But I went down to the dressing room, and I was able to see their dressing room from when the players walk in all the way through the weight room, equipment room, dressing room, lounge, everything, like the recovery room, everything, right? And it looks, and this is not a slam, but it looks like the background for an Instagram photo. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's an opportunity for there to be a photo at any time. The background, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I said something, and they're like, and the person that took me said, everything has changed. Everything. If you go into a college dressing room, it's no longer just a dressing room. It's got a wow factor to it, because it has to drag the player in. It's got to make them want to be there, right? It's got to make them feel special, right? So I was just like, wow, that is It is a player's world right now. It is absolutely a player's
Mhm.
world.
Yeah.
And I think Verbeek learned it's a player's world. And even if he was just playing hardball for 1.5 million, he probably shouldn't have. He probably should have just,
Yeah.
right?
Well, here's the numbers, somewhere between 12 and 14 million. That's what you hear, right? 12 or
Yeah.
13.
And he
Okay.
asked for 15, right? He asked for 15.
Yeah. So I'm not even sure. And that could be out there. He asked for 15. And so I look at it and I'm like, you're right. It has changed. And the money's only going to get bigger until it can't support itself anymore. And we can talk about that in a second because I saw something this morning that just blew me away with Gary Bettman, but I'll get to him in a minute.
Yes. I know you want
What?
to talk about
Yeah, and so when you say Gary Bettman and blown away in the same sense, you got to stick around for this. But the okay, so here's the other thing about the offer sheet people might or might not know. The player has to be willing to accept it. Okay, so Philly could have come and said, "Hey, we're going to give you 18 million, Leo," and Leo's like, "I don't
it.
care. I'm not interested." To me, and you know what, this is the way I looked at it when I played. And we'll get Marty on one day. Marty's traveling around the country right now, doing weddings. He's not the wedding singer, he's the officiator now.
He's
But
a
I think
bishop.
Marty could give us a little bit more, or a player that's more recent. When I back in the day, well, first of all, we didn't have all this stuff that these guys have, and I'm grateful for everything that I was be able to be a part of. But good for these guys. Do it right. That's the way to do it. But I look at it and I'm like, at some point, you're generationally wealthy. Okay, most of these guys, when they get to their second contract, are in a spot where they should be in a pretty good position for the rest of their life. Okay, but
Hmm.
they're in their 20s. So just think back when you're in your 20s, or if anyone's listening, your 20s, like, what would I do with 10 million? And so my thing
No
is,
house, just hot tubs.
yeah, just hot tubs and of course, Air Nautique wakeboard boats. Let's go. That's what I'd have. I'd be like Aromatique with a
Ah, that's
350
so funny.
F350
Oh
turbo
man.
diesel, just being obnoxious going into the lake, but with my $500,000 worth of boat and truck. But
Yeah.
I look at it and I go, to me, it was like we're part of it was a good environment of where you're going to play. And another part about this too is it gets lost in it is you hear about all these places, this and that, and tax free. The big thing is can they win? And Philly showed last year
They
they're starting
can.
to win. So Leo Carlson might have got an offer from someone else in the league. You pick your team that's not doing great, and he might have been like, not a chance. But I think not every player, but I think a lot of players are like, okay, I might take a little bit less. Maybe you slide me a no trade. I get to play in Anaheim. Philly's a great city. So, but we're not there anymore. We're in a whole new world. It's like, here, here's 18 million. And and Carlson's Swedish on the East Coast, a little closer to Europe, whatever you want to say. I don't know how all this plays in, but I
Also,
know back in the day, I would have been willing to take a little bit less, and have a situation, a scenario where you could get a no trade, or you're in a city that you really love because you're so tired of moving around because you bounce from town to town. So I don't know, but 18 million is a lot. And Verbeek, remember they came out with that player agent list this year, and who was the hardest GM to deal with, and Pat Verbeek was the hardest. And I don't know if the hardest is the word, but and frugal. I'm not sure that's it either. But anyways, he was a guy that drives a hard bargain, and now the tables got turned, and they have to make a decision in Anaheim.
yeah, to me, I'm just like, I kind of see Philly and Anaheim on the same trajectory, right? To win. So you kind of go, huh, I wonder. So it's all just cash with this guy. It's all just cash. So, which is, I think, fine. If you're in a business, you're there to make money. You shouldn't be, like if if you're airline said to you, Jeff, we know you really like flying into this airport and you really like the letters on it. We're going to pay you a quarter less than we fly the other pilots in for. You
Mhm.
would balk as well, right?
Yeah, no,
Or or if they
I don't
say,
absolutely. Yeah, you'd be
right?
like, hey, I'm doing the same thing. Exactly.
Yeah. So you can't, even though it's your team or whoever's team it is, you can't fault a guy for wanting to make money. And hockey players, sports athletes have a finite time that they can make money. So we were talking about, generational wealth on their second contract, but do they, you got to think about injuries and everything. Do they get a second contract, right? So something could happen. So you gotta get the money when you can get the money. You got to get the paper when you can get the paper.
Well,
So
there's
I,
no guarantees. And just
yeah.
to interject on that, what's the rest of the league looking around going? They're like, if Carlson gets 18 million, that's
Mhm.
great. And
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. I want to call Ray Bork. That's a hell of a compliment. Maverick Bork just got traded to Nashville. He signed, I think, a 5-year deal at 5.5 a year. He's tied with Marcia Show for the third highest paid player in Nashville now at 5.5 a year. Carlson's going to be rolling at 18 million next year.
Yeah.
Like this is insane. Like I know, like we grew up in Canada, and we got a lot of our friends we talk to, and I don't know if we call ourselves traditionalists, but we're gonna have to start getting our head around the NHL because this is big leagues now, and we look at in the States, right? You look at the NFL, you can look at the Premier League in Europe, and you can look at Major League Baseball, NBA. It's the big ticket items. MLS is coming along. PWHL's coming along. Like we have all these WNBA. They're all coming along, but the NHL is kind of ridden. They're hitting cleanup for the big three, and now all of a sudden, and this is where I'm going to get to Gary Bettman. Um, you have to get your head around what's going on because these guys are rubbing shoulders with the big boys now. And I'm watching this morning. I just flip on the computer, and here's Gary Bettman on
Compute.
CNBC. He's up in Sun Valley, Idaho, with all the mucky mucks this week, all the top tech, all the top business people, all the people that move stuff in and around the world. The NHL is there. And they're talking about their next TV contract, and they're talking about this and that. And I'll just throw this out there. You're like, well, where does the money stop? I don't know if the money does stop anytime soon. Where you're going to see things get a little bit of a pushback might be at the gate in some cities, but the NHL now looks like a really affordable deal compared to NFL, Major League Baseball, and NBA. And the reason is because their money's going to skyrocket, their TV money, because the ratings are through the roof. But and it's still, I just can't believe Gary Bettman's in Sun Valley with these guys, and maybe he's been there every year, but now he's getting on CNBC, he's getting press. The NHL's in here. I think the money and the salary cap could just keep going up. Where I
I'm
think we're going to
curious
get
though.
some push
We
is the
we've
gate.
talked about it before, Jeff, and I'm curious about it. So I know at least two people that this year have gotten rid of their season tickets. And I was
Hmm.
talking to somebody that's in tickets, and the big push they say is people are dumping their season tickets, which is bread and butter money. So, and people are moving from season tickets to game packages and individual tickets, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And that concerns me in a way, but that concerned this person in a way. But then they said this gives the NHL dynamic pricing. So now you can crank your ticket prices on when Edmonton comes to town, blah blah
yeah.
comes to town. And I'm just like, does it set it off, or is it like I think you're gonna see when you see empty seats in the stands, we're really gonna have to pay attention to empty seats in the stands over the next couple of years to see how it's working, right? But I don't know. You would when Vegas came to town, you guys had to hit a certain amount of season ticket holders to even for them to look at putting a team there, right? Wasn't that it?
Yeah, yeah, it was 10 or 11. It might have been, it was between 10 and 10,000 sticks out to me, somewhere between 10 and 12, and they ended up with 14 plus.
Right. But
So yeah, I mean,
but your
the,
team
the,
has to
the Mhm.
have like there's something about season tickets that it must be there, right? For your team to survive.
Absolutely. And you make a great point on dynamic pricing. What's the airlines do?
Right.
You want to go to Fort Lauderdale at Thanksgiving? No problem. This is what's going to cost you. Hey, if you want to go the week before Thanksgiving, though, or the week after, here you go. You want to go to Disneyland, right, during spring break?
Mhm.
We're going to
Mhm.
get you, but you can still go. It's going to cost you a couple $100 more. And so that's a great point, because here's what you gain with your season ticket holders. You gain November 12th when you throw the team in there comes into town and it's not Edmonton or
Right.
Toronto.
Columbus.
Yeah, okay, Columbus. Okay, and we keep pulling for Columbus. Hopefully, they've
I'm not slamming Columbus, but
no, but
they just don't have the outside fan base,
they don't, and they
right?
have turmoil around that organization. It seems like some of it's, as unfortunate, it just happens, and some of it seems to be, I don't want to say self-induced, but I don't have a better word for it,
Yeah,
so I'll throw that there.
they like what? Which door should we pick? That one's on fire. Let's touch that handle.
That's something you and I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so I think that the dynamic pricing. So okay. So what you get is Columbus comes in on November 12th. Let's just say, and it's an
Right.
Eastern Conference team. It's early in the season. It's Tuesday night. Your season ticket holders, they've already bought their seat. You don't have to worry about selling that seat. Your dynamic pricing on November 12th on a Tuesday night is going to be different than it's going to be on a Friday, a Saturday, or say a Sunday afternoon. So
Mhm.
yeah, I mean the
Even a
NHL might be
Thursday
able to
night.
really work this, but remember, if your TV money's there, you can help, you can sell that seat for less because the game's being played anyways. So now you can afford to put someone in that seat for $50. If you don't have the revenue coming in from your TV, you can't afford to do that. You're shaking your
Right.
head like I'm not.
Well,
I'm
just
I'm
fifty
just
dollars
saying.
is an expensive ticket back. Yeah, like that's like you should $50 should be still like an expensive ticket, and it is. I don't even think it gets you in the door anymore, does it?
No,
Anywhere?
no. I mean, I didn't even, I mean, you're buying water for $7. You're buying a beer for what, 15 to 18. So,
Mhm.
it's an oil can, but you know what? It's a beer and a half basically. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, so that's, I think, the biggest complaint you get from a lot of people is like, hey, we paid to get in here. We get it. But when we go to the concession stands, it's like we really get screwed. But that's a different company again. Like there's so many different people in trying to get a dollar from the entertainment that you're there to see. And again, $50, that would be great. But you're right on the dynamic pricing. I think we're going to see that. And when Vegas first came to town, people would be able to get rid of their tickets for a good buck. Now that's calmed down, right? And I think you see it around the league because people are like, well, there's other things to do out there too, and that's where the NHL has to be careful. The NFL is the NFL, right? So I think the focus for the NHL now is as the salary cap goes up, they're not going to be able to get all that money from the people coming to the games. They're going to have to get that money from TV and streaming and other places.
You're right. It's interesting and interesting times for because guys want term right now. So I think you have to gamble. If you don't take term, you get a big amount of money and don't go term, you're gambling that you're going to be able to get me more money in a couple of years. So if you're play so it's basically my 401k. I am not aggressive. I'm a little relaxed. So I have my money is more in foreign markets than it is. I mean, that's the way that that ter
Well, developing, that could be pretty risky, but yeah.
yeah, yeah. Not, I'm not, I'm not, I'm more Europe. But
Mostly
anyway,
Australia.
yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you term, there's very few guys that get a ton of bucks and term. Nobody's getting 18 for 10 years. You know what I mean?
No, you know what? The 18-5 walks him. Carlson at the end of this contract will be 27.
Yeah.
Okay, Eichel, McDavid, what, he might be 29 now. But anyways, those guys signed. I think Michael's. They're all upper 20s. But they started making over 10 million. Well, Jack was making it before, but they started getting that next bump. So if he's at 18 now and the league keeps going, and McDavid and McCarr and these guys and McKinnon on their next deals go buy him, which they might or might not because they're loyal to their teams. Um, and that's not a knock against anyone. Like McDavid making 12.5, come on, right? Like, I mean, if that's incredible. This guy could make the top, I think it's 20 million and 600,000. That's what this guy's worth. He's worth more than that. But it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. But Leo Carlson is now going to play 18 times 5. He's going to come out at 27 years old. And if this guy keeps progressing like he is now, I don't even know what the number will be next time. And it's going to need, they're going to need the revenue from outside the rink to pay for all this. And that's what the other leagues do. So I don't see why the NHL would be any different.
What they'll have to do is get the address of everybody that buys a jersey, follow them home, burn their jersey, and make sure they have to buy another jersey. Then that's how they're going to have to pay them.
Some fire starter. Do you know, was talking to our old friend Tim this morning, and
Tim, he loves to send messages.
Yeah, he likes to send them.
Downs, he sends the messages.
That's right. He had his big birthday recently. He's back.
Oh, did
Yeah, but we talked about it. We gave him a shout out.
No, I forgot about it.
Okay, well, we'll
Did he have
remind
did he have his birthday?
He certainly did.
You didn't go. You didn't go to it. You didn't go to it, did you?
No, he didn't. He just had it. He didn't say at a party.
Oh, fuck.
I guess I didn't get invited.
That'd be awesome if you didn't. Neither of us got invited. That's the down way. That's the Downs way. Just tell you about it. Let me tell you about it.
Yeah, exactly. We had fun. But
Timmy,
if you think about this too, okay, so now you have competition for the we're talking hockey, but I mean it brings everybody in the entertainment business. The NFL last year and played on every day of the week except like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. There was one day of the week they didn't play, and I know that goes back to the year before too. So maybe they didn't play Tuesday, Wednesday last year. But what I'm getting at is it's tough. Like the NHL and these other organizations, like where they're trying to find a way to really promote their game. Like the Winter Classic used to be New Year's morning, right? Well, now a couple times it's been on the second. Now it's being played in prime time, right? And so, and a lot of that, you kind of have to take your cue from what the NFL is doing because the NFL runs during at least 2/3 to 3/4 of your NHL season. I'd say, let's say 2/3. The NBA comes in and the NBA dresses it up on the big days of the year too, right? Like they do a great job showcasing their league during on TV. They do a fantastic job with that. Then Major League Baseball, as you're starting your season, is in the biggest part of their season. Right. So when you're the fourth wheel,
a lot of people call it the only part of their season.
Well, I mean, could you tell me anything that's going on in baseball right now?
No, I don't care until at least late September.
Okay, so I just blows me away how those guys can play so many games. That's their schedule. What's it? 162 games is always blowing me away. I mean, that's like you want to talk about a marathon. Oh, and here's one other thing.
And all those buildings are like half full.
Except the Dodgers and the Red Sox. Like when I fly with people, I've done Boston quite a bit. They go to the Red Sox game because it's like an iconic stadium. So and the Dodgers always sell out because they're such a big deal. And the Yankees, I'm guessing, draw really well. And Toronto does too. But some of those other organizations probably struggle to put people in. Like we'll know here in a couple of years when the A's come to town. I'll let you know.
It was when I'd go to Pittsburgh for a while there, and I'd be like, they would start the season, and it would still be kind of like there was a chance of snow that day when they'd start the season, and then by the time it got warm, they were mathematically out of the race. You know what I mean? I was just like, what's the point? Yeah. So anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I used to
you're mathematically out. You're mathematically out, and you've still got 140 games to play. Like.
Yeah, you can't start the season 0-20. You're out. Yeah. I mean, I like baseball. The baseball playoffs are great, but I got to be honest. I used to sit and watch the Dodgers, the Angels here all the time. I think when the A's come to town, obviously, I like their unis, so we'll keep an eye on them. But it is tough. I find it tough in the NHL. Like it's going to 84 games next year. Major League Baseball is basically double that.
Yeah.
So you have to find time and give them credit. They sped their game up. Maybe with 84 games, we need to find a way to speed our regular season up even a little bit more too. I don't know if they're going to look at that,
That'd be great. Imagine
because
if the NHL went to running time.
those games would be unbelievable.
Unbelievable. It's
Like how
actually not a bad idea. It would be great. People would be losing their shit all over the place.
running time, that would be great. Out in 90 minutes,
Just
maybe a
in
little
and
bit
out.
more. Yeah, maybe a bit more with
It's
the
just,
ice
it's
cream.
just, it's just crazy though to expect. We'll go back to season ticket holders to expect somebody to have 42 games, 42 nights that they're gonna go take 6 hours out, of their life and go to the game.
And it's totally changed. It's totally changed the way we look at stuff because we're a society of convenience now. We can have everything at our fingertips within milliseconds. And the other thing is too is they do such a good job on the production of these events now that events but games, that
Vince.
it's like, hey, I could go down there and everyone's like, parking's always a pain in a lot of stadiums, and you're like, this, and then you're gonna spend $100 on food minimum if you're gonna eat, right, most of the time, if you're or 50 or $60, get a couple beers and piece of pizza or something or some water. But yeah, it's I don't know. The NHL, they're not going to take it away from the advertising side of it, but they got to find a way, I think, to try and squeeze a couple more minutes out. Maybe take, but if you take a minute out of the intermissions, you're like, well, what's that get you 2 minutes? But over the course of 1,000 of games during the year, if you can keep people interested,
Yeah.
that's what baseball did. They put the pitch clock on it, and that changed a lot of stuff. I think the NHL is already a really fast game. I think they
They
got
might
to
have to
find a way to maybe slide if they can, because people don't pay attention anymore. Like they're
right.
like, we're out.
They're probably throwing the advertising into the intermissions, but you take one of those games that they play in house out, speed up the Zamboni from 5 miles an hour to 12. You get everybody out, just see them sliding around out there, and you move it from 15 to 10. I don't know. I don't know. You got it. And I know 10, that's quite a jump, 5 minutes, but like, I don't know. I don't know. You got to speed that game up. People got to be able to do things.
Well, here's the thing: you speed the intermission up, you don't get as much spend at your concessions. So
Yeah.
your concessions, they're up in arms.
We
Um,
know. It's all about the money.
yeah, and then you already have two
Running time,
Zambonis.
running time's the way to go. Running.
Okay, yeah, and then 20-minute intermissions. Like, but if you watch it in,
Yes, yes.
how about the NFL and even the World Cup soccer? Like, you turn around, you blink, and they're coming back out to start second half. What's it, 15 minutes? So I think hockey's 17 or 18, right?
Yeah, they gotta
Um,
come a little bit.
so I don't know. But here's the thing. We're just talking about the money because we've talked about that a lot today. You're signing players like Bowen Byram is the highest paid defenseman in the NHL now.
Uh,
Okay, so now Bowen Byram's been in Colorado where he played behind Makar. He's been in and Taves there, and then now he's been in Buffalo where he's played behind Power and Darlene and Samuelson. Now he goes to Chicago where he's the man at 12.5. Good for him, and I like the player, but if you're paying Bowen Byram, you're paying for what he's going to do, not for what he's done. A lot of
yeah.
guys get paid for what they've done. You're paying this kid for what he's going to do, and you're thinking that people like Makar and these guys are when they're going to move the needle 18 to 20 million. So
I listened. I think I want to say it was 32 Thoughts. They said paying these guys earlier means you have to do your due diligence more on your first round guys that you're getting because you're going to be paying them sooner. So you don't want these first round busts that a lot of teams have had over the years. Like there, it's going to be more, you know, maybe not, maybe going off the board and really grabbing a man rather than a kid in the first round.
well, what's happened is the NCAA's helped the NHL teams a little bit with this.
Mm-hmm.
So all these kids will play junior, they'll play in tier two, or they'll play in the Canadian Hockey League, Western League, Quebec League, or Ontario League, and then they'll go play college, right?
Yeah.
But you talk about the price of everything going up, the price and the pressure on your scouting staff, the price of getting good scouts and people that are willing to travel around. These guys are the unsung heroes of these organizations. A lot of them. You're going to have to dump way more money into that too. Now the NCAA is helping you a little bit because these kids are going to play 1 year in the Dub, and or the O or the Quebec League and or anywhere in junior, and then they're going to jump to one of these universities. So then the next thing you want is like Denver's the big university, and Coach Carl out there. Well, you hear all these guys getting drafted. They're like, oh, it's great because he's going to go to Denver, where these guys have as close to an NHL program as you can have, right? And
Right.
uh, and that's the next thing is you're going to draft these kids. You're going to really want to influence them whether to stay in junior another year or where they're going to go play college hockey. And I mean, if
Yeah.
I had to do over again, wouldn't you have loved to play college hockey? I would have loved to have played. We always give it to the college guys because they use bigger words, but I'm going to tell you, I would have loved to have played at the University of Denver or University of Michigan or something like that. It would have been a blast.
So when I went to that tournament, I had chipped a tooth and I went to my dentist. My dentist like, "Oh, you play hockey? I played hockey. I was really good in high school." And he said, "I went to college at Colgate." And he said, I was really good at hockey when when I was in high school. So I thought I'd go walk on to the team." He goes, "I got out there and I was like, holy shit, everybody's so good." Anyways, that was the last time I played hockey.
That's yeah. I mean, it's I remember like there's no off season for these guys anymore. I was just at the rink yesterday, and there's the pros are out there skating, and you know what? They're going, and it's July 8th, I guess. These guys,
July. Just never give a date. It's
yeah, just
July.
July. It's July, early July,
It's
and
around Tim Down's birthday.
yeah, that's right. That was probably a few weeks ago. It's
That's June.
yeah. Yeah. So, anyways,
You want to talk World Cup? You want to talk World Cup?
yeah, we can talk World Cup. I think.
Want to bring
Why
our
don't you
expert
start
in,
us off?
Emmy?
Yeah, Emmy's going to chime in now. It's going to be this is the Argentinian minute. That's what we're going to call it.
Let me tell you about Messi. He's the best guy ever of all times. We let the teams start to win, and then we come back and we beat them.
Yeah.
Argentina, Argentina, Argentina.
I love it.
We'll have Emmy on. Emmy, if they win this whole thing, we're gonna have the
We'll just
the
have
Emmy minute
an
with the
all Emmy day.
Argentinian minute.
We'll just put him in his car, take the roof down, and let him drive slowly down Ventura Boulevard and pretend he's in a parade.
Woo!
Yeah.
I liked when they played Cape Verde. I had not seen the team before, and I'm like, how old's that goalie? Right? For Cape Verde. Then it turns out he's a 42-year-old bus driver. I love it. Those are the stories I like about the World Cup is it's almost like that team you played on in Terrace. 15 guys showed up, 15 guys played for the
Yep.
That's right. So
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
that's exactly some of these countries.
We could have taken the guy from Colgate. He could have walked on, played with
Yeah.
us because we had like 14 or 15 kids.
You guys would have smiles like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, that was unreal. I think I loved it. It's unfortunate none of the hosts nations are around anymore. I think and hopefully there's some residual and then people keep watching because now you're in the you got the big boys going. I know we have a lot of people in all the countries, Canada and US. I don't know about Mexico so much that are huge fans of are there teams around the world because we've got
Because their grandparents are from there.
yeah and so I think Canada. I was in Vancouver, only went through the airport where the World Cup was on. I can only imagine everywhere else it was crazy. They caught a buzz down here in the States, and then I heard something from a guy that played uh pro for a long time the other night in the Azteca in Mexico City when they played England. He said he had never heard a stadium that loud in his life. And I
Really?
was like, that is what it's all about. How cool is that?
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate. Our friends from Mexico never made it a little further just to, in Canada and the US, just to drive some buzz, like throw some different teams in there. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
There's one guy, he hates France. I don't know if I told you this story, but he hates France, the soccer team for France. He goes, because they'll find out, they'll just find the best player in some place and they'll just find a little bit of French in him and they'll put him on the team. You're like, what the hell?
Yeah, something that struck me is there's a lot of players in the event. Oh, we're gonna get a
You getting a call?
Yeah, we had a break in there. The dog was on it. Yeah, the thing is, a lot of these guys have played for different nations, and now they're back. They're playing, for whoever they're playing for in this one. But the Cape Verde goaltender, I got to give that guy credit. And I think his Instagram, or whatever his social media went, immediately had 2.5 million followers.
As he should. Like that's that. I love it. I love all that. It's world play is awesome. Like country on country play. It doesn't matter what sport it is. It's just next level.
But don't you find, when you
No.
watch Argentina or Spain, France, these guys, like England the other night in Mexico, Mexico has lost 3 games, I think, in the entirety of, and I might be wrong on that, but the last loss in Mexico City at that stadium was in 2014. I think it's 3 losses all time. It's historic what England did. But you look at these teams that have been around a long time and they play like what you'd expect from a club team, right? Whereas some of the other teams, they've got the talent and got the players, they just don't have the cohesiveness.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a Jeff minute on soccer.
Yeah.
He, by the way, he did used to coach soccer. I mean, he used to walk around the fields of Vegas with these white Crocs on and a big bag of balls behind his, yelling at people. Don't let me down out there. Don't let me down.
Yeah, don't let me down. And this is my critique the other night on US and Belgium, Belgium was played beautifully. A lot of quality in their game. I was looking at that and I was like, you know what? This is the old bull versus young bull scenario tonight watching this game. The old bull in Belgium against the young bull in the States. And they're like, hey, fellas, you know what? You go out and run around out there.
Yeah.
We're just going to put our hand in your forehand. You're going to run around in a circle with our hand there the whole time. And so it goes to show you these nations that have been around the game a long, long time. And you expect the athleticism from Canada and the US. But the way to play the game, and I'm not saying those other teams don't have athleticism because they do, but the way they play the game is
No,
something else.
it's in them. It's absolutely in them. So, good for them.
Yep.
Love it. Love
Do
it.
you guys want to hear a fun fact on how this game impacts the world?
Yes.
Vocinho, the goalkeeper that we were just talking about, has 28.1 million followers now. You know how many followers Tom Brady has? The GOAT
100?
of football? 15 million. 15 million.
And he played for, and he was
Almost
the top
doubled
guy.
his
Yeah.
followers.
And what's his face that you're just talking about? It's from one tournament. Tom Brady's
Yes, sir.
from 15 years of playing in the NFL.
And then being in broadcasting.
43-year-old electrician.
Yeah. Well, good for him. I guess he won't be driving bus anymore.
Nope.
Hey, Emmy, and give him credit. The goalkeeper, that was a game for the ages against Argentina. He was unreal. Emmy, how many does Messi have? How many followers does he have? Do you know?
Let's find out.
Okay, because
million.
And that's the thing about it too. Over here, we kind of it's a global game, right? And so that just goes to show you 28 million followers. It's crazy. Almost as many people as.
Here we go. You want to hear crazy? You want to hear crazy?
Sure.
512 million followers.
How many? 500?
512 million followers.
So is that the whole world? Like the whole world, but 2 guys follow him?
Probably. The Ronaldo fans didn't follow him.
Oh, yeah. I was going to. Ronaldo probably has more.
Yeah, right.
Okay, easy. Emmy's getting all defensive. I think he's going to drive over to your house and walk over your new sidewalk and give you a slap.
Oh, my goodness. 674 million.
Yeah.
Take it back.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, he's just kind of a better looking guy. Like nothing against Messi, but he's just a little bit better looking, so he's gonna have a little bit extra.
That's 100 million more ladies checking out the eye candy for them.
That's right. A lot of just looking at his Instagram for the short shorts on the field, seeing if one of his bulls is getting away on him.
They should do a heated rivalry soccer.
Oh
I
my God.
mean, could you imagine if that, and
Oh my God.
it helped hockey, could help
They
soccer.
they
So
just get close to each other and fall down.
yeah, that's the only thing I know. People are like, oh, people take dives in other sports all the time, and I guess I'm like embellishment. So it's been great though. It's been a lot of fun, and it walked us right out of the playoffs in the NBA and the NHL right into this, and it's been a lot of fun
Yes.
to watch. And Messi, I'll say this guy delivers every time, and so I mean he rises the occasion every time. So we'll see if he
Hey
can
Jeff,
keep doing that.
Jeff, who was that? Who'd you say?
Messi.
Messi.
Okay, I'm putting a Canadian accent on it. Messi.
Messi. I love it.
Messi.
It sounds better that way.
Messi.
Yeah. All right, boys. Hey, what else? You got anything else? You want to do some shout outs, or you got something else you
I
want
got
to
I
talk
got
about?
a
No
I got a
trades.
couple. Well, first of all, every week we have to mention Randy Hahn's beer. We got to pump that. We're going to pump his tires on the beer. If you're in the San Jose area, get it or order it online. Get some beer from the what's it called? I guess I should know the name of it. It's the Randy Hahn beer. He shoots, he scores. No, he shoots, he pours. Oh my
He
God,
shoots, he pours.
worst ad ever. Sorry, Hahn.
Well, you know what? We dropped Apple for Randy's beer, so I mean, let's at least get it straight.
Yeah, that's true. Apple was good being with you. Anyway,
Yeah,
uh,
didn't last very long. I mean, we're a big operation here. We kind of had to push out the edges a bit more.
we're also pushing out a little bit. We're pushing out. We're buddies with Live from Moose Jaw. It's find it on social media. It's a talk show, internet show, also a podcast. Check it out. It's the story of Lindy McLeod, the legend of Moose Jaw. So check it out on all your social medias.
Yeah, that's it for 100% hockey. Did you move Mallard, John Shannon off to the side now?
Well, yeah, because he does it without Millard. I don't understand it.
Oh, is that right? I haven't paid.
If it says like it's the best part about podcasts is you're able to do it when you can do it, right?
Yeah.
And every so often, obviously, Millard's not available, so he gets all bent out of shape and doesn't himself.
Hey, well, we did that once here. One of us did a
No,
solo podcast.
we just do a quick shout out. We don't do a full, hey, we're gonna be back. But it just made me
That's
laugh.
awesome.
But he does it on a consistent basis. Well, Millard, if you can't make it, I'm just gonna do it myself. Anyway,
Hey, you know what? I got to bring this up because we just glossed over it. Is on all of this craziness, Ovi's coming back again next year.
when did that get announced
He
today?
just the other day.
I thought he announced that he was going to be retired.
No, no. And he says, I'm coming back for one more year. My wife says maybe two.
Well, with the way things are going with the Ukraine, I would say he probably got him for another 7. He's not going to want to put any money into that city. Uh, um, Patrick Kane. There's a lot of talk about him for a guy that's not right. That's kind of, I don't know. Teams aren't based around him. I find that very interesting. How much talk there is around Patrick Kane.
Well, again, you're trying to get what they've done versus what you think they are. Like you play Patrick Kane on your power play.
Patrick Kane, yeah.
Yeah, you bring the pain, right? Yeah. So I think, you look at a team like teams like Edmonton, Colorado, like I don't imagine he goes there, but Vegas, how good he would look as your top 9, probably third line left winger, but on your power play with a team that could push over the top. There's talk about Buffalo, which I think would be a great move. And I'll never forget one of the nights here, he played 28 minutes. He had the puck on his stick the whole time. That was a few years ago, but guy still can give you, I think, help push you over the top. And people forget what's he got, 2 or 3 Stanley Cups. So if you got him back in the fight again, I think he would be very, very good for you.
Okay.
Good. Hey, I got a question. Did I talk about Roland Kozak last week? The pilot that just retired, my bud?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Okay, good. Well, I was going to talk about him again this week, but hey, I'm gonna, I'm gonna
Called
shout
him
out.
Roly Coly.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out our Busky, our old friend Rod Buskis. He's back in the air. He's in the friendly skies again. He's changed gears. He's in the charter business now. So if you're in Vegas, you're looking for an airplane. My old friend Mark Woods, who I flew with at Horizon Air, Cirrus Aviation. Check it out. If you're looking for a charter, if you got those kind of bucks, those are the guys. Maybe let's see if Mark will sponsor us.
Let's see if Mark will sponsor.
Yeah, we'll Mark. I
Yeah.
tell him we give him a shout out.
We'll give him a shout out because our people our people fly corporate mostly. I'm gonna do an interesting. I'm gonna give myself a shout out. I don't
think that's a first.
I know it's a very big first. Here it is. I'm gonna make the announcement. I'm going to November 30th, I'll be in London. December 2nd, I'll be in Glasgow. December 4th, I'll be in Manchester. December 6th, I'll be in Leeds. And December 10th, I'll be in Bristol.
Connecticut?
Yeah. I'll be dropping by
Okay.
Connecticut.
Give us those dates again.
November 30th, London.
Okay.
December 2nd, Glasgow.
Check.
December 4th, Manchester.
Got it.
December 6th, Leeds. December 10th, Bristol. Now we end that tour with maybe the best venue that I've ever heard. We are the Hen and the Chicken.
Wow.
On December 10th. So I've turned into Spinal Tap. I'll be opening a chicken place on let's go in there and serving chicken for the last night.
Hey, you're going to be over there with the Premier League's going on too. You might have to catch a game.
That'll be good.
You could be the Ted Lasso.
I'll just
go there and give the boys some pep talks.
Sorry, I'm not coming back. I'm coaching soccer now.
That would be good. Well, yeah, we could
tell me to call it football, but I refuse.
Yeah, people getting fired up about that. It's a little confusing, right, over here for some, but it was originally football. But everybody says football here, they think NFL. So
yeah, it's all screwed up. And then they're like, you don't even use your feet in that game. That's what that.
All right.
Anyways, good work. Loved all.
Loved all.